British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good morning, listeners. I'm Emma Bolsner here with your 11:30 news headlines. Starting off with local news, firefighters rescued a snorkeler on Sunday in Lynn Canyon after they were quickly carried downstream. The District of North Vancouver says the person is uninjured but encourages the public to stay away from the area. And a GoFundMe page has been made for the students and teachers attacked by a grizzly bear in Bella Coola last week. So far, $54,000 have been raised to support medical expenses and injuries. Conservation officers continue searching for the bear after 11 were injured in the attack. And November is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Reporter Aiden Singh has more on what men can do to keep themselves safe.
According to Statistics Canada, 1 in every 8 men will develop prostate cancer over their lifetime. The 2024 survey also revealed that 1 in every 30 men will die from the disease. However, research shows that early detection can save lives. If prostate cancer is diagnosed in stages 1 through 3, there's a near 100% chance of survival. At stage 4, that number drops to just 41%. The Canadian Cancer Society stresses that regular exams are important to catching the cancer early. Just one blood test can indicate a problem with the prostate that later tests can evaluate. Aiden Singh, BCIT News.
And Yop yogurt has been recalled off of Canada's shelves after pieces of plastic were found in some products. The recall includes all flavors with best before dates from October 21st, 2025 to January 12th, 2026. The company says it will continue working with Canada's Food Agency and its retail partners to ensure no one consumes the recalled items. And in Ontario, Premier Doug Ford's government is set to propose a new legislation requiring people accused of a crime and granted bail to provide a cash deposit up front. Currently, those in custody are required to pay later if they break their bail conditions. Attorney General Doug Downey says this measure could improve bail compliance.
I've heard directly from victims of crime, families, police officers, and community leaders who are calling for a bail system that is real, consequential, and protects the public.
The payment would be returned after the conclusion of the case. And in Ottawa, Health Minister Marjorie Michel is dismissing the recommendation of the federal government providing funding to ensure all Canadians get essential medication at no cost. Michel says provinces and territories are responsible for health care.
And they have their views, but it's non-binding for the government. For now, we are reviewing what they are suggesting, and we will know more later.
The recommendation was passed into law during Justin Trudeau's Liberal government in the Pharmacare Act. And in Alberta, Calgary Airport resumes after a snowstorm hit early this morning. All flights and arrivals were paused due to a snowfall warning. The city is still expected to see 10 to 20 centimeters of snow, and there have been 76 collisions due to slippery road conditions. And south of the border, American airports are expecting their busiest Thanksgiving in 15 years, with over 360,000 flights scheduled after the government shutdown. Travelers are encouraged to arrive early and prepare for weather delays. And Americans will be buying turkeys, up 40% for Thanksgiving dinner this year. The turkey population is at a 40-year low due to bird flu. Canned cranberry sauce had the biggest price increase as well after drought and new tariffs on steel impacted production. And officials say there has been progress with the U.S.'s peace plan proposal for Ukraine. Specific details have not been provided. Last week, critics of the plan were concerned the U.S. would back with Russia. In Nigeria, 50 of the over 300 school children abducted from a Catholic school have escaped and now been reunited with their families. A total of 235 children and 12 teachers are still missing after gunmen attacked the St. Mary's School in Papri on Friday. The Pope has called for an immediate release of those still held. And now to weather, mostly cloudy conditions today. Periods of showers will begin this evening and end around midnight. Today's high will be 6 degrees. Those are your 11:30 news headlines. Thanks for tuning in and staying informed. I'm Emma Bolsner, and you're listening to BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow. This is 1680 The Crow, and you're listening to our feature presentation.
If you've grown up in Vancouver, you've probably heard it. Maybe you've even said it yourself. Vancouver is boring. And nowhere is that reputation stronger than in our nightlife. Early last calls, covers that drain your wallet, and transit that shuts down while the night is still young. For a lot of people, going out in the city just doesn't feel worth it. However, underneath that reputation, something different is happening. Outside the big clubs, independent organizers and young creatives are building nightlife of their own, one rooted in community, accessibility, and actually having fun. Today, we'll be stepping inside that world to ask, is Vancouver's reputation deserved, or are we just looking in the wrong places? To answer this question, I wanted to start with someone who's worked in the industry for over 16 years. He's a resident DJ at Portside Pub and Fortune Sound Club, and is a member of the premier DJ collective, The Freshest. His name? DJ Secco.
DJ Secco, you know?
Alright, so Secco, when people call Vancouver clubs boring, what do you think they mean by that?
You know, say like for example, you go to Granville and then you go to a club there and, you know, you heard the top 47 and you go to the next spot and you hear exactly the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when I first started going out, I found that it got repetitive really quickly.
I mean, some venues could be more open to themes or like more different styles of music than just kind of like keeping the same kind of, you know, weekend club format music.
Right. So what do you think about our boring reputation?
I feel like that's the kind of like very mainstream overview of Vancouver, like, because there's a lot of fun stuff that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you kind of have to be in the known or like, you know, there's more like on the ground kind of like events, you know, like the kind of like fun stuff that doesn't really happen like in like these mainstream mega clubs.
Right. The typical clubs aren't always the place where people are actually dancing.
Yeah, like those mainstream clubs that she mentioned for sure. Like it's more like, you know, like bottle service places where like, you know, you have your section and you're not really dancing. You're just sitting in the couch, really.
If that experience sounds familiar, you're not alone. Tatiana Al-Shakshir, event organizer and founder of a Vancouver-based party entertainment service, Events with YKB, says the problem isn't just about music taste, it's structural. So Tatiana, I know a big complaint that people make is the repetitiveness of the clubs here. Why is that?
Honestly, we don't have that many venues in the city. So if you're going to the same place every single time, you're going to get bored. DJs have the same residencies in certain areas. So you're really seeing the same crowd that pull up every single time. People are just sticking to the same old thing. They're not like trying to improve in any way.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to break out of when you're sticking to the same old clubs.
You know, the regular nights at regular bumping nightclubs on the Granville Strip are really struggling right now because not a lot of people want to keep doing the same thing.
Just as DJ Secco explained, Tatiana says with our lack of venues and variety, people easily grow tired. But there's another factor that contributes to our dull reputation. To get a better feel of what the clubbing scene is like in Vancouver, I spoke to Opal Close, who knows the city's nightlife like the back of her hand. She's worked multiple roles in the industry, including club promotion, event coordination, photography, and bottle service. For her, Vancouver's reputation is more about our crowd culture.
I noticed that people just go to like stand around, look good, spend money on bottles, and like people just need to have fun. I think that's the main thing, is that people try to act too cool or like, you know, try to act like, I don't know, like they don't want to dance. And like I think that's really important for nightlife, is like you should be enjoying yourself.
Oh no, I totally agree. Like personally, I want to go to the club to dance and let loose, so it can be hard to do that when the environment is kind of lacking. But what do you think people should do if they're trying to have a good night out in Vancouver?
Yeah, maybe I guess just like finding like different events, like not just going to like the mainstream clubs all the time. Because once I stepped out of that like perspective, I've been having so much more fun meeting new people that are like, more community driven and like actually nice to each other.
Yeah, I get that. I can definitely relate because I've also shifted away from like the traditional club scene for more of the independent events, the underground parties for pretty much the same, reasons. But what do you think needs to change for our mainstream clubs to get to sort of that same level?
I think better community. I think like safer spaces for people to genuinely have fun and not feel judgment, like places for people to be able to express themselves. Because that's really, at the end of the day, what going out and like having fun with your friends should be about is, yeah, just having a safe space to actually be able to do that.
One person trying to change the experience directly is Issa Savage, a 23-year-old event organizer and art director behind Issa and Friends. Issa and Friends is a monthly, low-cost, and sometimes even completely free event that aims to give young people a place to party that feels safe and welcoming.
It was the night of November 14th. Issa plus friends and Cooked Radio came together and had a function. There was music and DJs. There was streaming on Twitch. And there was food. And last but not least, there was good company.
So, Issa, what inspired you to start throwing these events?
The clubs I was going to were just so like, I don't know, I wasn't going home feeling like I could like tell my kids about my experience. It did not feel memorable. It just felt like a waste of time.
Mm-hmm. And so that's what sort of pushed you to take it into your own hands.
I just enjoyed throwing parties and like
Yeah.
just doing like cool shit that like I can look back on, like I just enjoyed creating a space where like you would never expect two people to like be friends and they become friends because
Yeah.
of the environment.
Yeah, that must feel awesome to look back and say that you did that.
I think that has always been something I've seen happen through like the years and years of me doing this. So many people have become friends through my shows.
Yeah, and it definitely helps that the events are low cost and accessible as well, because obviously going out in Vancouver can be really expensive. But what did your managers and the other people that you work with think about your idea? Because I know most venues probably want to make their money back and turn a profit.
They gave me that opportunity because they just genuinely felt like nightlife is not affordable and this might help the issue. And me and my managers realized like, holy shit, like this is like kind of important. This actually might be something that like will help people a lot, just like enjoy these years of their life and like actually like improve nightlife here.
Yeah, I love that. You also mentioned opening up a guest list as well.
I always open a guest list and I always like I have a lot of spots on those guest lists, and like if people just text me like I like reach out on the Instagram, like I've had so many people reach out and like send me paragraphs on, oh, I'm not able to like afford like coming, but I've been hearing about this and I really want to come, and I literally am like I have like a good position to like make it accessible, so why not?
Wow, I feel like that really highlights the connection that you're making with the people that attend your events and kind of builds a community like alongside that too.
When you come to my shows, like if you actually come consistently and you talk to people and you will like start to get a sense of like a community there. And I think like that just makes you feel like safe, like walking into a room and knowing everybody there. At the end of the day, like people just want to feel like they're a part of something.
Issa's events center the people in the room, not just the bar sales, not just the headliner, but a whole ecosystem of artists, DJs, vendors, and friends trying to build something bigger. With many independent organizers finding success in curating their niche, Events with YKB founder Tatiana says to move forward and make change on a bigger scale, people need to work together. Tatiana, what do you think we have to do to reshape the scene so that the city can start separating itself from the reputation we currently have?
It's definitely collaborating with different business owners, whether it's a nightclub or an event space, and see how we can like maybe strike a deal and work together to lift each other up rather than, compete with each other. The city will definitely be a better place if different backgrounds and cultures unite as one and create something really big. It's definitely collaborations, I would say, because in this city, it's very competitive and everyone's just doing their own thing instead
Right.
of uniting.
Mm-hmm.
But Vancouver has so much potential and beautiful places. We lack venues, yes, we do. But if we work together with different groups of people, like more diverse groups of people, I'm sure we can make something great happen.
So, is Vancouver's nightlife boring? It can be. If you stick to the same room, same playlists, same routines, it might feel predictable. But underneath the surface, something else is brewing. People like Issa and many young organizers in the city are building something new. Parties centered on safety, affordability, music, and making real human connections. And if people work together to make these scenes keep growing, the old reputation might not stick around for much longer. For BCIT News, I'm Orchid Solang. And this was Vancouver After Dark.